Hello and welcome along to Rambly Running, and this week I'm going to be doing something that I haven't done for an embarrassingly long time. Now I've actually just done a bit of running and I was going to vlog as I run, and while I'm puffing you may think, oh, he's just banged out a 10k. Also, no, I've just done 5 minutes. I know, it's pathetic, isn't it? 5 minutes. But let's kind of talk about where the running is. And if you've seen recent videos, and let's face it, there haven't been that many of them, you will know, and I'll talk about why that is in a moment, you will know that, oh, it's a bit blowy, I hope you can hear me. You will know that I haven't been out for a huge number of runs of late. In fact, I checked before I came out. My last run was 7 weeks ago, nearly 7 weeks tomorrow it would have been, but that was only about 1.5 miles I think I did. My last run before that was, wait for it, you're not going to believe this, 20 weeks ago in March. I'm recording this in August, it was in March. That's crazy, isn't it? I knew it was a long time, but that gave me a bit of a shock. And unsurprisingly, when I started running, these 5 minutes that I've just done, I felt like I did back in those Catch to 5k days, and it reminded me very much of that. So what's been going on? Well, if you have seen a recent video, which actually isn't all that recent, you will know, sadly my mother passed away, and thanks for all the nice comments, by the way, when I did talk about that in a previous video. And when I have not been working or eating or sleeping, I've been around her house sorting it out. My dad died years and years ago, so I'm sorting her house out, which has been a mammoth task. If you've done it, you will know what a task that is. So I've been doing that, and if I'm not doing that, I'm executor of estate, so I've been doing executing stuff, which again, if you've ever been involved with that, it's quite a task, it's quite involved. There's all sorts of things that you have to do, and her estate isn't particularly complex, and yet it is still taking me quite a bit of my time. So basically there is no kind of free time. The only sort of free time that I get is every day I will take my dog out for a walk. Absolutely nothing is going to stand in the way of that, rain or shine. But basically that's it, that is it. I go out maybe hour and a half tops, take the dog for a walk, and everything else is taken up with just sorting this stuff out. Well, you might think that I'd be utterly depressed about the whole thing, and I am, of course, very sad for the passing of my dear mother. As we all, I only get one mum, so if yours is still around, give her a cuddle. Yeah, so what was I saying? Oh yes, so but this is like a short-term thing really, because my wife and I have been sorting the house out, the two of us, and we have done really well over these last weeks. I mean, we've been there constantly, just sorting it out. And well, I say not constantly, I've been working and sleeping, as I said, and eating. But you know, all the other time we've been at the house, and we've got it in quite a good state now. There's a little bit of sorting out. I need to get my sisters in to have a look at a few sort of family odds and ends that, you know, I can't take it on myself to kind of decide what to do with those. We need to collectively decide what we're going to do with those. So yeah, so I'm definitely getting there. So that means that there is going to be a chance for me to get out and do a bit of running. That's why I'm running today, because it means that I can do a bit of work later on this evening, because I don't have to go to my mum's, because basically it's all done, just waiting on my sisters to say when they can come and have a look at the bits and pieces. So it's given me a little bit of spare time back. And actually what I'm hoping to do this week with this spare time, such as it is to come out to try and do 2 runs. I'm doing a run today, it's a Tuesday today, and I want to go out and do another run on Thursday. That's if I'm not so stiff that I can't get out of bed, which could happen if this 5-minute run that I've just done is anything to go by. So we'll see. Yeah, I'm kind of a bit behind on my work actually, so I do have to do that as well. That's very, very important. Got to pay the bills, got to pay the mortgage, and let's face it, the mortgages need an awful lot of paying at the moment. Have you noticed that? Yes. So I'm not listening to. Oh, that's better. Can you hear me now? And Anyway, so that's where we are. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have had a nice little walk now for a few minutes. So I'm going to now try and do another little bit of running and just see how I go. But I am starting to think maybe I actually do need to do Couch to 5k, actually do it. I wonder whether that would be a good idea. Anyway, I'll think about that and do another bit of running now, see what happens. So in the end, on this first run for 7 weeks, I did 3.5k. Now I had a couple of stops during that run, but actually the last probably 2.5k maybe was in one go. And this won't come as a surprise, probably to much more experienced runners than I will ever be. As I sort of got more distance under my feet, that initial shock, that 5-minute shock, sort of wore off, and I started to get into a rhythm, and it was good. And I even ended up running up a slight incline. It's on the main road there, sort of going back. It's not a huge incline, but an incline nonetheless. And you can tell, I mean, I've literally stopped running and started recording immediately, and you can tell I'm not breathing particularly heavily. So I think that's quite good. I think maybe my talk of having to really do Couch to 5k was slightly premature. But yeah, I could have kept going. I didn't stop because I suddenly thought, oh, I need to stop. I got to 3.5k and thought, actually, I'm not going to overdo it, particularly as I want to go out for another run in 2 days' time. So this video will pick up then. Right, 2 days later, and I'm out for another run. And it's mad because this is the first time in a long time I've been out for 2 in the same week. And I know every runner watching this, every runner the world over, will do several runs in a week probably, but embarrassingly I haven't been, and we all know why. So yeah, I didn't know how I was going to get on. No dodgy after effects of my run 2 days ago. Okay, it was only a short one, but having not been out very much at all really, there was always a chance that I was going to you know, collapse in a heap. But I didn't, I felt fine. So yeah, so today, well, I'll be running for 25 minutes, done about 3.5k, non-stop this time, and I'm going to see how far I can go, hoping to get maybe a 5k in today. That would be quite an achievement, I think, under the circumstances. We'll see how I go. Running along the coast, it's really nice. Lots and lots of people about, people with their crab lines and what have you. So I had to run through the car park. There wasn't enough room on the quay, so I ran along the seafront, but I ran behind an Ioniq 5, so that's okay. No noxious fumes coming out the back of that. So, run complete, and for the first time in a very long time, I am actually going to put the times up on the screen because I did a 5k and I didn't stop. It was slow, but then I was expecting it to be slow, and I was quite pleasantly surprised. I've still got my watch set, I didn't realise, on my heart rate zones, and it kept, during the early parts of that run, it was beeping to say that my heart rate was below the sort of minimum for that zone. So, but I'm not really worried about heart rate zones at the moment. I just want to get out and run. I should be worrying about it though, you're right, I know you're thinking that. So yeah, I'm really delighted about that, delighted to have the 3.5 a couple of days ago was a test, and it was stoppy starty, and this one, well, was a whole 5k, no stopping. Even when I got to a road, quite a busy road, and I thought, I'm going to have to stop here, but no, I timed it just right, and was able to get across the road. Had to slow down a bit, but you know how it is, didn't actually stop, so that's good. 5k. Yeah, very nice. And nice running along the coast. Oh, it's busy down there. I think because today I'm recording this on the one day of summer we're going to get this year. And so I think everybody knows that. And so the beach is quite busy, and running along the promenade, having to sort of weave in and out of people a little bit. I don't really like going down there when it's that busy, because you've got people sort of unexpectedly stepping out of beach huts and all sorts. So, but I managed to make it through unscathed and without colliding into anybody. So that's good. Delighted. Do you know what? Before this run, when I decided a couple of days ago I'm going to go out for another run, 2 runs this week, I was so excited. And I haven't felt like that for such a long time. So excited about the prospect of coming out for another run. I've been really looking forward to today. So that's good. And at the end, after 5k, I felt like I could have carried on, a bit like the other day. And I thought, well, I won't. I will pace myself. It would have been nuts to go on and just try and do a 10k. I did have that in my mind. Oh, I'll just go out and do a 10k, but that would not have been, that would have been slightly foolhardy, I think. So just putting in a nice solid 5k, well chuffed. So I don't know what this means. I'm still going through, you know, there's still stuff that needs sorting out. So, you know, so my time is still going to be slightly limited, but I am going to have more spare time now than I have had for months. So I'm sort of quietly hopeful that I can get at least one run in a week, but I would like to think that I could get at least 2 in, really. If I'm going to build back up and get back up to where I was last October when I did a half marathon, I really need to put in the miles. Anyway, this has been a very rambly video and I apologise for that. Leave your comments below if you would like to. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. There's content about running, also do stuff about EVs and heat pumps and sort of green technology and stuff if that's your bag. And just general waffle. I have got some general waffle coming on the channel as well. So lots coming up. And sorry for the, you know, not very many videos lately, but you know, them's the breaks. Thanks for watching. Hit like. Oh yeah, I didn't say that, did I? Hit the like button if you've enjoyed it. And I'll see you for another video very soon.